Hello, everyone. Welcome to CyberLink webinar again. I am Steven. I'll be your instructor tonight. And I'm so happy to have so many people here joining our webinar today. The time flies. It's December already. And I think most of you in USA already started your Christmas holiday or getting ready to start your Christmas holiday, which makes us living in Asia a little bit jealous because we actually don't have Christmas holiday here, but instead we at Taiwan, we are celebrating Chinese New Year every February. So even on Christmas Day, we need to work. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy your Christmas and the New Year holiday. So before we start today's course, we have there's something we want to remind you first, that we are using YouTube live stream to do the live broadcasting right now. And if you feel the video quality isn't that good, you can go to the setting up menu where you can switch your video quality to 720p. Usually this will give you better video viewing quality from your site. And if you are encountering any audio jitter or a video freeze issue during the webinar, try to refresh your browser. Usually this will help. It probably is caused by the insufficient bandwidth at your site or some technical problem with your browser and YouTube. So don't panic, just refresh your browser to try if it's getting better. All right, and we are having three of my colleagues to help doing the online support, helping your questions during the course. So if you got any questions, you can see there's a window at your right side that you can ask any questions to our colleagues. They'll provide you either technical support, or if you have any purchasing issues or questions about our latest holiday offers. All right, let's start today's course. Today we will spend around 1 hour to introduce about PowerDirector and PhotoDirector. So the first section of the course will be talking about PowerDirector 14. We'll spend 30 minutes to talk about how to create holiday video in 3 minutes, and also talking about the Chroma key tool that a lot of people who attended our webinar before are asking us for. And also we were talking about how to use a new motion tracking tool in PowerDirector 14 to create some very interesting holiday effect. And the second part of the course, we will talk about PhotoDirector 7. This is a photo editing software. And some of you are asking the differences between PhotoDirector and Photoshop that we will explain later. Let you know clearly what this software is doing. So we will cover the introduction of PhotoDirector and some pretty nicely used tool in PhotoDirector to perfect your portrait or perfect your group shot, because we know a lot of people are taking family portraits in Christmas holiday. So we're showing you some ways to make your portrait photo look better. And also we'll talk about two new tools. One is blur tool, and the other is the layer tool in PhotoDirector 7 to teach you how to use PhotoDirector to create a Christmas card and send to your friend. All right, let's start. Wow, we have so many people online right now. There are around 180 people already. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first part we were talking about today is PowerDirector. So we want to introduce you two different tools to create holiday videos in pretty short time. We know everyone is very busy during holiday, either shopping or getting together with families or having big dinners. So you probably don't have that much time to make video during holiday. However, there are some moments you want to keep in your holiday, you want to make them to video. So we have two different type of tool in PowerDirector which can help you quickly create video. The first tool is called Theme Designer. Okay, so Theme Designer, it can help you create a 3D animated video very easily. We got more than 20 pre-designed 3D animated templates. And you can use either your photos or videos, drag and drop to our pre-designed template and generate these nicely looking 3D animated videos in very short time. And all these templates comes with built-in music, so you don't need to worry about the background music you'll be using in your video. And the second tool is called Express Project that we introduced this new feature in PowerDirector 14. And the biggest difference between Express Project and the Sim Designer is that the Express Project is fully utilized PowerDirector's timeline interface, so that you got more flexibility to tweak with the text, the transitions, or any other object that built into the template you can customize to the ones you like. So let's take a quick look at the PowerDirector's these two new tools in PowerDirector. So I think some of you are first time using PowerDirector, so I want to have a quick intro of PowerDirector's interface. So upon launching PowerDirector, you'll see the interface is being separated in three different parts. The first part we say is the media library, where you can see the videos and photos and music are imported are showing up here. And the second part we call is the preview window, where you can see the preview of the resources in your media library, or you can see in real time what you have created on the timeline interface. So the timeline interface is here. This is the working desktop of PowerDirector that that you can judge it by two dimensions. The first dimension is the horizontal one. This means the time spent from the beginning to the end of the video. And the second dimension is the timeline tracks, which we also sometimes call it a layer. So it means that you can overlay one object over the other object. So for example, if you have multiple timeline tracks, then the object you put on track 2 will be overlaying on track 1. Okay, and PowerDirector allows you to create up to 100 track of timeline, so you can mix a lot of different resources inside of PowerDirector. Okay, and we take a deeper look at the media library. There you can see here are several different icons. So the second one, the FX, means the video effect, where you can apply some video effect like a black and white, or like a color filter, or like this kind of a mosaic effect on your video. And the third tab is a PIP object, which means animated graphic object. So we got a lot of nicely looking built-in templates inside of PowerDirector. And we are also selling some of the pack independently. So you can either using the building templates, or you can buy more templates from us to expand your PIP room. And next is the particle effect, where we got some nicely looking this kind of sparkles or snow effect, or this kind of snow flurry effect. And the fifth tab you see here is called the title, where you can have a lot of building titles, or you can create your own titles and put it on the timeline. And the sixth icon is called transition. So transition is the gap between clip and clip. So you can use either this kind of a box transition to transfer from A image to B image. So we are building like more than 60 transitions inside of the transition room where you can choose from. Okay, so let's come back and take a look at how to use the two new tools we are talking about. The first one is Sim Designer. So to launch a Sim Designer, you can first select all the images, all the resources in your media library by click Control A in your media room. Then go to this puzzle icon, where you can see a Sim Designer is showing up here. So click on Sim Designer, you'll launch the Sim Designer interface. So let me quickly explain to you the Sim Designer's concept. So we are having more than 20 Sim templates inside of Sim Designer. So for example, here's one for action sports, and this one is for Facebook timeline-like effect, like this one. Okay, it's assembling the graphic like the timeline on your Facebook. Okay, So inside of each sim template, there are several sim sequences. So, like for example, in the Facebook theme, there are 1 opening, and 3 middle, and 1 closing. And you can either click on the theme template to select all theme sequences at one time, or the other way you can click on each of the theme sequences and combine them, then bring them to your project. So for example, I choose 4 from the Facebook and 1 from this travel here. And when it's done, I can click OK. So you can see this 3 and this 1 has been selected to my theme designer project. Okay, the next thing I'll do is that you see a lot of holes are showing here. So you can see like this slot number 1, you can insert a photo, and 2 and 3 the same, you can insert a photo. While the slot number 4, you can insert either video or photo resources in your template. Okay, so to apply your template, to add your personalized media in the templates is easy. Just drag and drop it to fill in each slot. Then it will fill in right away. And the other way, if you're too lazy to do them one by one, you can come back to this media room and click on Control-A to select them all and use this autofill feature, which you can choose either to autofill by library order, which means the order you place this media, or either you can choose a fill using videos first. So I'll choose using videos first. Then you'll see now that all the empty slots are filling with your videos and photos already. So you can take a look how it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, this slot is filling with a video. So there are some tweaks we can do with media on the Sim Designer template. The first one, if you think this video is too long, you can click on it and click the scissor icon to trim it to a shorter clip like this. And then we'll enter the trim interface where we can trim down the video clips a little bit. Then click OK. Then this clip will be shorter. Okay, and the second thing is that you see there are some text on the template. Then you can find here are the text settings. You can customize this one to your personalized text. Okay, for example, like here, I should change it to Happy Holidays, Happy 2060. Then you can see the text here are being updated to the text you want. Okay, this is pretty easy. And if you want to add more sim sequences, you can click on this little icon. That you can come back to the sequence selection panel to click to select more sequences to add to your template. Okay, and when everything is done, you can click OK. Then this video will be bringing to your timeline like this. Okay, and this video is done. And if you want to share it, you can click on the produce icon where you can export your video to either a video file like MPEG-4 or WMV or AVI, or you can either share it on Facebook or YouTube right away. So we got this online sharing options, or you got this standard 2D option to share to save them to file formats. Okay, so this is the introduction of the first tool, Sim Designer. Then we'll go to the second tool, Express Project. Okay, so before we end the Sim Designer, you can see that when Sim Designer is being the scene designer object is being created, it actually is an object on the timeline that only the inside of the template you can change the videos or photos and those texts. Apart from that, you actually don't have much flexibility to do further tweaks. And if you are more advanced users, you probably want to have more control to change the detail of the video. So that's why we are having another new tool called the Express Project. So to select the Express Project, you can click on this Media Content tab, and where you can see the Express Project showing here. Okay, so click on Express Project, that it will bring you to the Express Project template room. And the concept of Express Project is quite similar to Theme Designer, that we are having more than 20 themes available in the template room. And also they are being categorized into different dimensions. The first dimension is by theme, the theme. So the theme can be fashion, can be adventure, can be sport, can be wedding, can be holiday. So like this one, this is a holiday video template that already got some animated effects and some text built into the template already. Okay, and the other dimension in the theme template is that each of the theme set comes with one beginning, one opening, one middle, and one ending. So there are at least 3 different sequences in one video. So it's quite similar to the concept we mentioned earlier in Theme Designer. So if I want to create a holiday video, then I can come here to select, like, I want this one as an opening, and this one as a middle, this one as an ending. And you can freely mix this. Doesn't mean you can only use beginning for the beginning or ending for the ending. You can mix any of the element as you want. So once you select it, drag and drop it to the timeline like this. So PowerDirector will start to importing your template on the timeline. So here you can see it's being show up in the timeline, and the same you're seeing something familiar, which is the numbers of the objects on the timeline, where you can fill in your personalized content to the timeline. So now you can go back to your media library, to media content, and the same way you can drag and drop your personalized media to fill in this empty slot on your timeline. Like this way, I can do them one by one. Okay, and one thing to mention here is that this themes doesn't include the music clip. So you can overlay your personalized clip, like I'm having one clip here, and I can drag it and drop it to the music clip on the timeline. So which will give me a video looking like this. So you can see here a lot of building transitions like this, and building text, and building particle effect like this one, showing up in the template. Okay, and one thing good about the theme template, the Express Project template, is that you can actually do a lot of tweak with the template elements. So for example, like here at the beginning, we see opening text showing here. I'll change this to a darker background so you can clearly see it. Okay, so here is a Merry Christmas text. And if you want to change it, you can locate the timeline object and double click on it, and you can change the text. Like change it to Happy 2016. And save. Then you'll see the text here is being updated. Okay. And one other thing is that you'll see a transition showing here, right? And I don't like this shape, so I can go to the transition room and find the transition I like. For example, I want to change this to pinwheel, so I can drag and drop. Then I can replace this object on the timeline, so which give me a new transition between these two clips. Okay, and the same concept that like here, the background, we are using a color board to fill in the background. And if you want to change the color, you can come back to the media room, select the color boards. For example, I want to change it to this red color. Then I can drag it and drop it and replace it. Then you'll see this background has been changed right away. So the Express project, we can thinking about it, it's a half finished project that if you are too lazy to retouch it, you can just fill in your personalized resources to fill in the available media slots on the timeline. Or the other way is that if you want to do some advanced, some more changes, some more tweaks, that it remains a lot of flexibilities that you can adjust some of the items inside of the Express project to make it more your way. Okay, so this is a demo of Express project. So actually, we just released two template pack, a new one, one new template pack last month, which is called Holiday Pack 7. And inside of Holiday Pack 7, we are having two new Express project templates that if you purchase it and you can install it, that you can see these new templates are showing up in your Express project room. And if you already purchased a PowerDirector before without the bundling of a holiday pack, then stay tuned that we will have a special promo to you later in this webinar that you can buy in a super cheap price. Okay, so here are the two templates available in the holiday pack. So previous one is more celebrating style, and this one is more calm and elegant style. It's called the Christmas feeling. So it's very easy to use. Simply drag and drop and replace your personalized media. Then you can use the Express project. All right, and the next demo we will show you is something that a lot of you have been asking about, is Chroma key and how to remove the background of the video. So let's take a look at this demo video. That is a Santa dancing in front of a green screen and how to remove that. And we're adding a little shadow behind him. And also we are adding some elves dancing following the Santa steps and having some snowflakes showing up. And if it's a existing video without the background, we are showing with a video background, and you want to remove that, we'll show you how to use another software from CyberLink, which is called PowerDirector, to do a little tweak to remove the background. Okay, let me open the demo project here. Okay, so there are two different conditions of the chroma key. So the first one, if you got this clip already that you buy somewhere or you shoot it in front of a green screen, that the video comes out to be something like this one. Okay, and how to remove the background? First, we will introduce the layer, the timeline track concept, that you're having the center as the second layer, and I want this one as a background, the first layer. And currently, the green part is covering the track 1, so you cannot see the background. And the first thing I do is make this background part longer. And the second thing, how to remove the background, is that I can click, select, and double-click on this clip with a green background. Then we will enter the PIP designer room. And in the PIP designer room, you'll see the tool called Chroma key, where you can select it and use this drop tool to select on the part you want to remove. For example, in this video, I want to remove the green part. So I can click on the green part. So you can see the background has been vanished right away. And if you are taking a closer look, you'll find there's still some green part left here. If you want to have a more precise editing, you can enhance the hue, enhance the tolerance of saturation and luminance until the edge becomes softened. Okay, now the background has been removed and looking good. And if you want to add a shadow behind Santa, you can see here's a shadow panel. Click on shadow, and you can set the distance a little bit, like a 5, then a blur level, higher to 4, and opacity lower. Okay, and you can also set the shadow direction, like I'm having shadow shows up here. Okay, then once it's done, click Save. Then come back to timeline, you'll see the background has been removed and Santa is dancing here. Okay, this is pretty cool. And the next thing we want to show you is that how can I add some more elements on the timeline. So for example, I want to add between the background and Santa some snowflakes. Then I need to add a timeline between 1 and 2, where I can insert the snowflakes on the timeline. So for example, I already got the timeline track 3 here, and I can click on Shift and drag on the timeline to make it upper. So now track 3 is moved upper to track 2. Then I can come to the particle room, and for example, I select this holiday bubbles, drag it and drop to timeline track 2, make it longer. So you'll see these little snowflakes are between Santa and the background. And the next thing we will do is to add these 2 elves following Santa's steps. So we'll use a tool called the motion tracking in PowerDirector 14, that it can track the movement of a moving object, like Santa is dancing from left to right. So it can track its movement of Santa. Then we are having these 2 little elves stepping following Santa's movement. Okay, to use motion tracking, click on the Santa again, then go to Tool, select Motion Tracker. Okay, where you can see we have already got some trackers available on the timeline, and I can remove it first. That's us starting from scratch. Okay, so to add the timeline track is click on this Add a Tracker. That you will see this tracker showing up on the screen. Then you can readjust the size to have it overlaid and centered on Santa. Then next, click on Track. Then you will see this tracker is now following Santa's movement throughout the video. Okay, the next thing we'll do is that actually you can do a lot of tricks with Santa. Like for example, I want to put the mosaic effect on Santa's face. This is really ridiculous. Or I can put a spotlight on the entire Santa's body, like this. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I accidentally changed the location of the tracker, so I will retract again. Let me move back. I'll do the tracking again because I do some false operation. But don't worry, it won't take too long time to do the retract. Okay, now the tracking is done. The first thing I want to do is to add a little elf dancing following Santa's step. So I can click on this icon and click on import from my media room, where I have a GIF file that is an animated image. Then I can put it. I want it to stand at the Santa's left. And the other elf, because I don't want to do the tracking again, I can copy the tracker and do the same attempt to add another elf and put it on Santa's right side. Okay, and also you can add some text following the movement as well. So for example, I'm adding some ho 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 here and putting it here. Okay, then now let's take a look at how it look like. So see, both the 2 elves and the ho 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 is now following Santa's movement. Okay, and when it's done, you can click on OK, then bring it back to timeline. Here you can see the two elves and this ho are showing in your timeline, and also they comes with some timeline attributes which records the position of them in the video. So it will shows up like this. The background has been removed, and we have this elf dancing together with Santa. Okay, now let's go to the second demo. Is what if you are having your own video and you want to remove that? So we're having this new kid eating croissant in the video, and we want to replace the background to like this one. Okay, so to remove the background, we are using a little trick using ColorDirector, which is another software from CyberLink. So to launch ColorDirector inside of PowerDirector, you can select the clip and click on Fix and Enhance, and click on ColorDirector here, which will bring you to ColorDirector interface. So usually we are using ColorDirector to do some color adjustment, like adjust the temperature of the video, adjust the tint, the exposure level, or the contrast, etc. And the tool we are using in ColorDirector today is a motion tracking tool, and it's pretty cool. There you can click on the second icon of ColorDirector, where you can have a pen brush in your video window. Brush on the part you want to remove. For example, in this video, I want to remove the background. So I'm brushing on the background part until it turns red, which means a mess has been created on my video. Okay, and the second thing I want to do is click on this track icon here, where I can track the entire video. That ColorDirector will now start to analyze the movement of this object inside of my video and create a motion mask based on the movement of the video. And depending on how long your video will be, it will take a longer time to do the analyze, because it's a little bit complicated calculation for the software. Okay, so you can see the tracking mask is actually tracking very accurately throughout the video. We're almost there. All right, when the tracking is done, you can see throughout the video, a motion mask has been created, which is the red part. Okay, and there are a lot of things we can do with that. For example, if you want to create a Pleasantville type of effect, you want to turn all the background to black and white, you can lower the saturation. So you can see the background is now in black and white already. Okay, and the thing we want to do is turn all the background to green. How to do that? Usually, I will. Oh, shush. I do a false. Okay, so usually I'll do something like I will enhance exposure and brightness and contrast all to highest level, which will make the background totally in white. Then the next tool I'll be used is the color replacement tool. So scroll down, you'll see a color replacement. Select the drop tool, select the white part. Then you can replace with a new color, like I want to replace it to green. Click OK. So now you can see the background has changed to green in entire video, which is a very good-looking green screen footage. Then you can click on back. Then you will send this clip right back to PowerDirector. Then after sending it back, doing the same way, go to Chroma key tool by double-click and remove the green part. Click on Save. Then you see the background of the video has been removed, which is pretty easy and pretty nice. That if you're having a ColorDirector, then you can try it. So if you are the user of Director Suite or PowerDirector Ultimate Suite, you have already got the ColorDirector building to your entire suite. All right, so this is the demo for today's PowerDirector session. So a quick reminder again that two different type of chroma key tool. The first one is that if you are having a green screen footage, you can use the drop tool to remove the background right away. And if you are using a existing footage, you can use PowerDirector's motion tracking to change the background to green, then use the drop tool to remove the green part, to have a footage looking like this. All right, and the next part we'll talk about is another software of CyberLink is PhotoDirector. Okay, so some of you are asking before the webinar about the difference between PhotoDirector and Photoshop. The biggest difference is that PhotoDirector doesn't only import your photo, it can also manage your wide range of photo collections, while Photoshop is mainly handling only one photos. And the three things PhotoDirector is doing, the first one is manage, which means you can use either face tagging or some smart tag or album to categorize your photo. And the second tool is called adjustment, which refers you can adjust the colors, the color temperature, the tones or hues, etc. in your photos. And the third part we call is the editing. So editing inside of PhotoDirector means you're making something change on the photo. For example, removing something on your photo or reshape something on your photo is called the editing. So actually, these are the three major things PhotoDirector is doing. Then after all the adjustment or editing is done, you can export your photos or share your photos. So a quick glance of PhotoDirector's interface. Then upon launching PhotoDirector, you'll see a lot of tabs showing up at the top. So the first one is library, where you can import all your photos, and you can match them by photos or by tags or by face tags or by the albums you created by yourself. And the second tab you see is the adjustment. So here you can see a lot of tools like a white balance or like the regional mask or gradient mask or radial type of mask to adjust the colors of the photo. And the third tool, the third tab in PhotoDirector is the editing module, where we mentioned earlier is saying the editing module is you do something change on the photo. So for example, you can remove something on your photos, or you can make the people on your photo looking better, or you can reshape a body on your photo, or you can do the face swap. Like I have a group shot. I take the shutter several times at one time, and I want to replace one face with another. We'll do the demo later. You can find all these things in the editing module. And the last one is a new tool called Layers inside of PhotoDirector, which you can do the photo image layer, adding text or shapes, and using blending mode to blending one image with another image. So we'll cover these new features later in the demo. So the first thing we'll take a look inside of the editing module is the people tool, the people beautification tool, which includes the people beautifier, which can change your skin tone, make your skin smoother, reshape your face, enlarge your eyes, or remove your eye bag. So now come to PhotoDirector that I can find this photo, select it, and I can go to the edit module. So here's something we want to show you is that edit module we got above. This is a photo I'm editing right now, and underneath is a doc of medias available for editing in this album. So if I want to hide it, I can click on this one to hide it. And also we are having comparison mode that if you want to see instantly the before and after of your photo, you can click on the comparison mode. And you can switch to left and right, top and down, like this. So usually I'm using this kind of a left and right interface. So now let's take a look at this guy's face that we want to make his face look, his skin look better. So we can go to the skin tool. The first tool is a skin smoother. We can use a brush tool to smoothen his skin a little bit. Okay, so you can see some of the wrinkles are being removed. And the second tool inside of the skin tool is a skin tone. So here you can select the part on your photo which includes skin. Like here you can see the skin mask is being created. Okay, and if you want to remove some part, adding some part, you can use this fine-tune tool to remove some part or adding some part. Okay, and here we see a lot of skin color available for choosing from white to darker skin. You can set the strength stronger, so you can see right away this is changed to darker. And I want the skin looking rosier, so I'm choosing yellower skin tone, and I turn on the warmth a little bit and turn on the tint a little bit. So you can see now the skin is looking rosier. Okay, so when it's done, you can enter the other tool, which we call is the People Beautifier tool, the face tools. So the face tool contains of with a lot of little tool. Like this one, I want to reshape the face. I can enable the feature point where you can see is where his cheek and the edges of the face goes. Then I can enhance the strength and make his face look smaller. Okay, and if there are some shine on the nose, you can use this shine remover to remove the shine a little bit. And if you're thinking the eyes are too small, then you can click on the eye tools and enlarge the eyes a little and remove the eye bag, because we see this guy got a very huge eye bag here, and we can ease it a little bit. Okay, and because this photo doesn't have teeth, and if you're having teeth, it's looking a little bit yellow, you can use this brush tool to brush the tooth to make it whiter. So you can see right away the before and after photo is looking very different already. Okay, so this is the beautification tool we're talking about. And the other tool we were talking about today is a face swap tool. We know that during holidays, we usually take a lot of family photos. However, sometimes the photo doesn't look that nice. Like this one of my colleagues, that she is staring at the ceiling, and this guy is staring at the ceiling as well. And while the other photo that probably got better smile, but the guy is staring at other part. So now we can use this face swap tool that if you got multiple shutters at one time, you can drag and drop them all to the face swap tool, then select them all, drag and drop them to the face swap tool. Then you can choose one with a better background, then click on merge. Then PhotoDirector will stop to analyze the faces inside of from these 5 photos, which you can see now that every photos are with better smiling faces. And if I want to change them, I want to change to like this face, I want to change to another one. I can click here and click on OK. Then the face will be changed right away. Okay, and when everything is done, I can save this one to a new photo. And the second thing we want to do is that if you want to remove the background of this photo, how to use it. We can come back to the editing module. Okay, now we are in editing module again. Then you see a tool called the background removal. That when entering it, you'll see a brush tool showing up here. Then you can click on the background removal tool to select the white part. You can use your mouse wheel, scroll up and scroll down to control the selection, control the size of the cursor to make the selection easier. Okay, so once this selection is done, you can click on remove the selected area. However, we see some part in the photo isn't being removed that well. Like, for example, the edge of this girl's hair. So we have this tool called fine-tune edge tool. You can use this brush to brush the edge of the hair. So you can see those white edges are being removed right away. And I see here's an empty slot. I want to remove it. Then use this fine-tune tool. You can remove it right away. Okay. And when this is done, then I can save this to a PNG file, save it somewhere. For example, I want to save this file on my desktop. I'll use it later for creating a Christmas card. Okay, so I can go to the other panel called the layer room. For example, I want this one as a background. Then I can import the photo I just created on the layer tool and adjust the size. Now you can see this is a typical type of layer. I'm overlaying one photo onto the other. Okay, so this is the background removal tool and a quick look at the layer. And we'll cover layer in detail in later presentation. Now let's go back to the editing room. Here's another tool we want to show you is the new soft blur, the blur tool of PhotoDirector. So inside of PhotoDirector, we are introducing two new blur tools. One is called the soft focus, which means if you are having a larger aperture lens, that you can have the background more blurred while the main body you want to focus on is very clear. So you can use this soft focus tool to enhance the focus and the image depth of your video. And the second tool is called the bokeh. And it probably might not be familiar with the word bokeh. It actually is a Japanese word, means the shape of the shape of the out of focus light has been changed to. So for example, usually the out of focus light will turn in little circles like the one in the left. But what about I want to enhance the effect to make the circle larger? Or what if I want to change the shape of those bokeh point to heart shape or star shape? Then we can use this new bokeh tool inside of the blur tool in PhotoDirector 7. So now let's take a look at how it works in PhotoDirector. So the same, the blur tool is in the editing room. So for example, like this photo of the corgi. Okay, and I want to change the focus, only focusing on his face. So I can select the blur tool, where you'll see now a little circle. Drag it, you'll see the change of focus point. Okay, so I want to focus on his face and having the depth a little bit and the transition part a little bit and enhance the soft focus effect. So this is after adjustment, and this is the original photo. So you can see it's been changed a lot. Okay, and also you can select the soft focus to bokeh. So you will look like this one. Change the shape. And also we are having tools like the radial blur or like this focal room blur, which brings you many different look and feel of the photo. I'll stick to the soft focus one. And apart from the circular tool, we also got the linear tool here, where you can change it like this way. And this technique usually will be used to create the tail-shaped photos, which means you're using a tail-shaped room to take a photo. Okay, then we'll show you the other way to do the bokeh. So what if like this photo is with a more complicated background, that either the linear tool or the circular tool cannot satisfy my need? Then I can use this pen brush tool in the third tab, which by default, it will make all photos in blur. And when you mouse over the photo, you'll see a pen brush showing up. And you can brush on the things you want to make it clear. Like here, I'm having this little kid, this flower, this gift box, and mother, and little brother, clear. Okay, while the background remains in blur. So the same, you can use soft focus to have background more blurred, or you can use the bokeh tool, like change it to the circle type, or the heart type, or the star type. It's pretty fun, right? Okay, so this is the new editing tool. Now we'll jump to the last demo in this presentation. It's the layer tool. So the layer tool is totally new in PhotoDirector 7. That the layer concept, like this photo, is combined by multi-layer. For example, I have a background layer which is composed by 4 different photos. I make them a collage. Then I can apply an overlay on it to do the blending mode to make the light texture more rich. And I can use the shape tool to add some ribbons on it. And I can use the text tool to add some text on it. Okay, so now come back to this photo. If you want to use this photo as layers background, you can click on layer, click on yes. Then it will bring this edited photo to your layer panel at the background. So I want more resources. The first thing I want to do is that I want to add some little textures, add some light enhancement on it. So I drag and drop this image, overlaying on the main photo. And if I want to readjust the size, I can adjust it larger. Then here in the blending mode, I can choose the overlay type. Make it slightly slow, make it the opacity lower. So you can see the before and difference. The light has been changed after the overlay layer is being added. And the second overlay I want to add here is this one. I want to create a poster texture. So I'm having this kind of printing dot by the side. So here I can choose the multiply type of overlay and change it a little bit lower. So you can see there are some dots by the side of the photo, looking much better. Okay, now that I want to add some ribbons, so I'm having this shape tool. I can use a rectangle. For example, I want to add it here, a ribbon, background in white, and make it a cross ribbon, background in white. And now I want to add another decoration line in yellow, in red. Another here. Okay, and I want to add the eclipse in white, and another ellipse in maybe in green. I can put some text. I can reposition it and make it slightly larger. Then lastly, I can add some text. It's a little bit too small, so I can enlarge it like to 200. Okay, and rearrange the position. So now you're having a pretty nicely looking Christmas card. And if you want to rotate this a little bit, you can select all the layers and rotate it and make it larger. So you get a nicely looking Christmas card like this. And if you want to have the texture of the poster overlaying on the title on this ribbon as well, you can drag and drop this layer upper above the text. So you can see this texture also effect adding the overlay on the top part. So this is how we are using layers to do this kind of holiday card. So we actually can do a lot of trick, like if I want to do something like this poster with collage, we can do the same way. Hold on, let me save the file first. Like this one with the collage and with the background remove item. It actually is composed by several different images at the background. Like this. That create a collage with 4 photos and rotate it a little bit. Then I'm adding some eclipse and decoration line, the ribbons on top. Okay, and I put some text here and put some layering here, put some overlay here on the top of the layer. Then I add another girl, which is previously done the background removal. And we can also use the background removal tool inside of the layer room. Will be looking like this. Then I drag and drop these photos on the layer, and I can first adjust the size to make it smaller. Then here's a brush tool. the background removal tool. Inside of the layer tool, I can select the parts I want to remove. Then once it's done, then you can click on delete. Then the background will be removed. Then you can freely adjust the position. And if that's some unclean part, you can use come back here to use the eraser tool to remove these little spots. Okay, so this is the introduction of layer tool, which is pretty easy to use. And it's totally new in the new PhotoDirector 7. All right, so it's really much for today's course. And before ending of the course, there's something we want to remind you. The first thing is that if you are looking for more tutorials or more free webinars upcoming, or if you want to rewatch the previous webinar we recorded, you can all go to CyberLink Learning Center. Check it out at cyberlink.com/learning.